Hello everyone, and you are on the Happy Decoration channel with me, Anya Kovalyova. So friends, another Friday and another masterpiece is ready. Today, we will learn how to make a flower from organza. Flowers made from organza are very light, magical, and weightless. I compared it at the moment with flowers made from PET plastic. However, flowers made from PET are very heavy to work with and very heavy in weight. In today's masterclass, I will not only show you how I made this flower, but also share various methods of making flowers from organza and different techniques. So, if you're interested, stay with me. Since the organza flower is a fantasy flower, there is no limit to imagination here. Limits. The secret to making it, I will reveal to you today. Are you subscribed to my channel? If not, be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss anything interesting. Every Friday, I publish a new video for you. Interesting, relevant, informative. Well, now I suggest we get started with the masterclass itself. Let's go! First of all, we need to make templates for the flower. For this, we will need 2 sheets of A4 size and 1 sheet of A3 size. 1 A4 sheet. I fold it into 4 parts and then cut it. The smallest template fits on 1/4 of an A4 sheet. Then, 1 rectangle. I fold it in half vertically and draw a half leaf, half petal. You can choose any shape you like. For example, I cut out several different shapes. So, for the medium petal, I fold the A4 sheet in half vertically. And similarly, I draw a half leaf, half petal. To make the largest template, I use an A3 sheet. I fold it in half vertically. Now it's necessary to cut off the excess part. For this, I place my template and mark a segment at the top measuring cm. I cut off this segment. And now I can draw the half petal. All the templates are ready. And now let's talk about organza. It actually comes in different types. In my hands, I have a cut of curtain organza. It's quite soft, not very coarse. And as you can see with the texture, I will be using it to make the main part of the flower. My dear, it's specifically curtain organza and I will dilute it with regular organza. As you can see, it has an even, smooth, transparent texture and it is denser than curtain organza. The cost of this organza was 110 rubles per meter with a width of 150 centimeters. I have 6 small, 6 medium and 6 large petals, and these petals will be double layered. Accordingly, I need to cut out 12 small petals, 12 medium petals and 12 large petals. Large petals, I will mix them. 1 layer will be made of curtain organza, the second layer will be made of regular yellow organza. This creates an extraordinary shimmering effect and gives the impression as if the petals are dyed. This is a very cool idea when you combine 2 different colors in 1 petal. To form the petals, we will need glue. I tested 3 types of glue: instant glue, glue, and glue. The classic instant glue I didn't like at all. It stuck to my fingers, and the organza didn't adhere properly to the wire, and the moment glue turned yellow when it dried, which was very noticeable on the organza, so I chose Uhu glue. Uhu glue comes in various types, for different surfaces, for metal, for rubber, for wood. I chose the most ordinary, cheapest classic ones. It is suitable for metal, rubber, wood and fabric, and it costs 150 rubles. I want to note that Beaut has a specific glue for fabric, and it costs 560 rubles. But as practice has shown, the glue for 150 rubles handles this job as well. For forming the petals, we will also need wire, and here it's better to buy it in a pack so that you have straight, even pieces. In one case, if you buy wire coiled in a roll, it will be very difficult to straighten and make perfectly even. If you glue a crooked wire onto a petal, you'll end up with a crooked petal, so pay attention. To this point, I bought wire with a thickness of millimeters. You can safely use 1 millimeter for these flowers. I also tested wire with a thickness of millimeters. It was also suitable for the petals. The palette of floral wire is not that rich. Therefore, I tried wrapping it with floral tape but couldn't attach it to the petal as the waxy texture of the tape resisted the glue, so I left the wire as it is in the paper wrapping. Some artisans suggest painting the wire in the desired color. With acrylic paints, that's also an option, but I decided to leave the wire as it is. And I formed the first row of petals using a single wire. The first row of petals is ready. As you can see, a single wire in the middle holds the shape perfectly for this size. Petal. I want to show you the petal up close so you can see how the glue dries on the organza. It's almost invisible. Now I'll finish shaping the petals. I will sharpen the tip of the petals, and then I will bend the wire. Where the organza hasn't adhered well to the wire, I make sure to glue it again. Look at how beautifully the organza plays in the sun. It's simply something magical. All 6 double petals are ready. A small flower is already forming. Now I proceed to the medium ones, then the large ones. And for the medium petals, we will need 3 wires. I glue one precisely in the center and 2 on the edges. We need to position them in such a way that the organza petal does not droop or have a crease. The story will continue in the next episode, so stay tuned for more exciting developments and adventures. Now it is necessary to sharpen the end of the petal, also trim the corners and then connect, twist all the wires together. With the large petals, we do the same as with the medium ones, only here I have two different organzas. One is pink, the other is yellow. This will create a unique effect for the flower. As an option, of course, you can treat the edges of the petals with candle flame. But after trying it, I decided to put this idea aside. I wanted more lively and airy petals, so I didn't treat the petals. This idea can be left as a very interesting concept. Look at how the organza forms. With heating, you can get creative and make a completely unusual flower. Of course, some areas on the petals, I did treat where there were protruding threads, but that was in 2 or 3 places in the entire flower. The assembly of the flower can be completely different. I use the most common method as a basis. This is wire with a thickness of M. I took 3 pieces and wrapped them together with floral tape. This way I got a very sturdy base on which I will attach the petals. The second option, for the base you can use a head massager. It is very actively used for forming flowers from organza. It's very easy to use it as a base. For this, you need to spread all the wires apart and in the center, glue the middle, your own creative design that you come up with. And then use the wooden end of this massager as a base where you will attach all the other petals of the flower. And the third most common option is to form the petals on a tube that matches the diameter of the stem. What materials important to use for making the stem, how to make the bud removable or non-removable. I explain all of this in detail in the video masterclass. I will leave a link to it below this video. For the center of the flower, I will use the same organza. I cut a piece of rectangle and trimmed it with notches. Now I will twist it and glue it to the base. I start forming the flower with the small petals. I attach them to the center at a level and distance that I like. After that, I fasten them together using wire. I secure the ends of the wire from these petals at the base using floral tape. I continue forming my flower and have already moved on to the medium petals. I also fit them onto the flower, then fasten them together and to the base using floral tape, but you can use any other material. This could be tape or electrical tape. But my flower is ready. All the petals are assembled, resulting in a very airy, very light flower. double. I really like the effect of the petals because when they separate, it creates even more volume. The airiness of the flower appears. As a stem, I use a metal plastic pipe with a diameter of 20 millimeters into which I insert the bud, resulting in a life-sized flower made of organza. The petals are very pliable, and with the help of wire, they can be bent in completely different directions, giving the flower various shapes, and each time it will look unique. I hope you really liked my organza flower and the technique as well. Create and unleash your creative imagination. And this was me, Anya Kovaleva, and the Happy Decoration channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Goodbye everyone. See you next time.